Hi, I'm Frankie Halliburton. How are you? And I'm back with your news for today. Today is May the 9th, 2018. I want to start with Trump and Michael Cohen. We've been hearing a lot about that. Where's my script? I want to tell you what I found out. Well, first of all, we're going to start with Novartis, because apparently Trump and his personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, received $1.2 million, in the course of 1 year from Novartis, and the question is why. Now, Novartis says it was for healthcare and policy matters, but an official with one company that paid Cohen says they were getting access to Trump and members of the administration. Now, you might ask yourself, why the heck does that matter? Well, it matters because if you take a look at Novartis, Novartis is one of the companies involved with drugs that are fueling the opioid epidemic. And do you know there were 215 million opioid prescriptions written just in the year 2016 alone? So was Trump or Cohen, were they taking money from pharmaceutical companies and then failing to try and stop the opioid epidemic? Could they have done that? Is that possible? You have to wonder. After all, Trump has been accused of doing very little to stop the opioid epidemic. People have criticized him. They're very angry with him for not stopping the opioid epidemic. And you have to ask yourself why. Why would Trump put a 24-year-old former Trump campaign staffer in the second most important position in the Office of National Drug Control Policy? Why would he do that if he was trying to really help people? That's the office that coordinates the federal government's multi-billion-dollar anti-drug efforts. And it also coordinates President Trump's strategy to fight opioid abuse. Why would you put a 24-year-old in charge of that? He can't do anything. It wasn't until March of 2018, not even 90 days ago, that Trump finally nominated a drug czar. And you have to ask yourself why. Was Cohen, were they forming policy in the United States based on who would pay them instead of what was right for the country? I'll tell you this, I know I have a right to know. I think we all have a right to know the answers to these questions. We should not let our loved ones die in vain, and we should demand answers, and we should get them. Well, let's turn to some other news. This is kind of some good news from California, where a first-of-its-kind decision by the California Energy Commission means that starting in the year 2020, do you know that nearly all the new single-family homes and low-rise apartment buildings in California are going to have solar power? They're going to get an updated building code, and along with the solar panels, this is expected to make new homes net zero electricity users in California, and that's pretty darn good. Thank you, California. Also, I have a question for you. Have you ever considered being a member of a labor union? Well, Senator Bernie Sanders says that these teacher strikes that are going on around the nation are kind of a grassroots movement, and that usually unions follow their lead. And Sanders has unveiled a bill this week. It's called the Workplace Democracy Act, and it's designed to reform labor law and to boost union memberships. And he says this is good for everyone. And one of the union websites says that, guess what? Union members earn 27% more than non-union workers. Guess what? More than 79% of union workers have health insurance benefits, and they're 60% more likely to have employer-provided pensions. We need to think about that, people. Join a union. Also, this is kind of crazy coming out of Paris, but get this. There's a museum in Paris. It's called the Palais de Tokyo, and it's allowing nudists in the museum. Yes, you heard me. Kim Kardashian, get ye to Paris. This contemporary art gallery, it let guests take off all their clothes for a clothing-free event on May 5th. Yes, it did. And you have to ask yourself, is nudism becoming more popular in Paris? Well, the event comes after the establishment last summer of a nude zone in the city's Bois de Vincennes Park. It's crazy. Thanks for watching. I'm Frankie Halliburton. I'll see you next time. Have a great night. Bye. Oops, sorry, I'm trying to turn me off.